And welcome back to the Pizza Time Chronicles. Woo! We're back again. It's time to get lost in the pizza sauce here. I am here with my guest, Mr. CozyClyde himself, Clyde Killebrew. How are you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm doing real well. I'm feeding off your energy, man. Geo effect. Let's do it.
And Clyde, let everybody know who you are.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. My name is Clyde Killebrew IV. I'm a senior business marketing major at Kutztown University. I also go by the name of CozyClyde. I'm currently a rap artist, an entrepreneur, just a good person to be around.
Obviously a good, great person to be around. If you didn't know, me and Clyde were actually college roommates during our freshman year. Probably the last time we saw each other because we've been so busy.
Yeah, just moving along. We both, yeah.
But it's always an honor when I get to sit down with him and then talk with how everything's going. But Clyde, this episode is about you and your brand. I know obviously you encounter some challenges. Sometimes you encounter those moments like, oh my God, I made it. So these questions I'm about to ask you, it's all about that. So first and foremost, how do you feel about being a rapper, and how do you feel about the support that you're receiving?
I feel like me being a rapper, a rap artist, I've been taken to so many different emotions. In the beginning stages is probably the most frustrating. I feel like everybody can relate to that when they start out something they haven't done before, or they're promoting something they never promoted to other people, especially their close peers. So in regards to support, I can't thank enough people for the amount of support I've been given. I think in the beginning stages, I think we always worry about like, dang, like you can't repost this or you can't like this post for me. But I realized it was my projection of not being secure in my own art and my own creation. So I had to realize I had to put out content, whether it's 20 people watching or 0 people watching it, or if it's 1 million people, as long as I mess with it, as long as I can go to sleep at night knowing I put out the best effort, it all works out for me.
Clyde, I've been following you for years. You're always involved in something different. I seen your Instagram show, CozyClyde TV. That's what it's?
That's the YouTube channel. The show is
That's
called
a
The
YouTube.
Cozy Show. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you're using multiple platforms to project your message. What has been the most empowering moment that you have faced so far doing all these things?
I think this last summer or this spring, especially with everything that's happened, the fact we are on here in Zoom, we understand the circumstances we're in. I think the empowering moment was being able to mix my own creation of the Cozy Show. And remember, I work for orientation, the new student orientation at our school as a facilitator. And we've had to do online orientation this year. And I've been able to take ideas I had from my Cozy Show and mix it in with helping students in their first year of college. And I think that was very empowering for me because I've always wanted to help people, but I've also had myself frustrated at times because it's not in the way I envision it. I always feel like I'm having my back against the wall or I'm behind the 8 ball. And I feel like this summer has really been a time where I've seen my own ideas come into fruition and I've been able to help people in the process. So you can't get better than that.
Never. Always give back. Always trust the process, as I always say on this show. And I noticed there's a brand on your hoodie there, the Danger brand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's that all about?
So my boy Nate Rudolph, shout out Nate. He created, and this is actually a great story. He created the clothing brand in our school, Danger, a couple years ago. It's actually, I remember the first time I wore it. I say a couple years ago because ideas has been in our head since we're 5, 6. We just had to put it into place. They actually started 2019 where he put his first shirt out. And this one, the clothing line, this one, it really motivated me, not only in just, I can sell my own shirts per se, but I'm promoting myself. If I can see someone else promoting their art or their clothing and people mess with it and people want to promote it, you don't even have to ask people to wear a shirt or a hoodie. That's motivating. That's inspiring to me. And Nate's my boy. So that already, just already having that connection, that friendship, and him being able to give me advice on what I'm doing and vice versa, I feel just real comfortable in it. I don't feel like I'll just throw this on and I'm like, I spent money, so I got to throw it on. Like, This is comfort for me, and it's Danger, that's an oxymoron.
Right.
where I feel like we're all dangerous. We got to dare to be dangerous.
Exactly. And shout out to Nate too. He got my 2X shirt. It took some time, but I appreciate it. Big man got to support too. So we talk about support. Obviously, artists are always looking for support. I think there's something I've been seeing on social media. There's people willing to pay full price going to a store, but when they ask their friends to support their business, pay $25 for a shirt, they always ask for a discount. I think that's part of one of the things that annoy me the most. But I wanted your perspective on that. How do you feel about that? Do you think that it's like they're questioning it, or they're more thinking about, okay, what am I going to get out of this?
Yeah. And I'm gonna expose myself for a little bit. Up until probably last year, I used to think the same exact way. I used to think, who are you to charge me full price? Like, I'm trying to support you. I'm trying to build you up. And I realized that's the mindset. And we all have mindsets in the beginning of the comfort, the working aspect. And once again, disclaimer, I'm not one of the dudes that's like, quit your job, F a 9 to 5. Nah, I ain't in that world. But I do understand my mental health when I was just working and not having my own creation versus when I'm also working and have my creation. It's night and day. It's a completely different mindset. So back to what you were saying about the pricing, I think people just have to understand that at that point in time, in beginning stages, when you're paying, it's like an investment to keep going with our own clothing line or our own business. It's letting us know that the minute you say, I want that discounted, it's like, dang, you believe what I'm offering you is a discount. So it's, in a way, you're subconsciously saying, this isn't worth my time, but I'll give you a little chump change so you can get out of my way. Or other people, they may pay full price and then feel some type of way of resentment because they don't get like a million things of free shit for about a couple years. And I decided, matter of fact, I'm not gonna do that right now, but I decided I'm gonna do my part. The only clothing I spent this summer on, the only type of clothing I spent money on this summer has been, once again, my people, Danger, Picasso Worldwide, Wavy. Not many are like us, Urbane, just different types of brands, different type of clothing where I'm practicing paying full price for things and supporting others because that energy, I would like that to come back to myself.
Exactly.
Also, on top of that, for myself, if I feel like I don't get mad anymore when people do ask for discounting, of course I'll have to say no, but I don't get mad about it anymore because, once again, this brand, this business is strictly, it lives and dies by my effort, my motivation, my inspiration to myself to wake up. So I can't expect everybody to just help me right in the beginning stages. It's kind of like a prove it type of year. So I decide, and everything with this, I just decided any problems I may have that arise, just any times I feel like people are doing me a little dirty, I took the emotional aspect out of it and I started thinking on the logic scale. Put yourself in their shoes, understand what their mindset is, so you can controvert that in time. That was a long answer, but it's a lot. It was a mindset I had beforehand that I used to think exactly like you said. And then now understanding when you have a business, when you have a brand, when you have a reputation, you have products to sell, is completely different, a mindset where you're realizing like value is more than just the dollar amount I give you. It's the respect level. It's the integrity. It's the collaboration efforts that we bring. Yeah.
And that's an amazing answer. Listen, your answer's not too long. Make sure that you actually scroll back and hear his answer again because he hit it right on the money. So I actually want to share my story. I have a boy named Leo Diaz. He's a photographer, and he was offering discounted prices for his photos. And this man takes amazing photos. I don't know if you saw my profile picture, but that was the one.
Yes, I did. I think I was able to. I don't know if I met him at the gala, but I heard him.
He actually wasn't there. Okay. He's someone I met like during the quarantine. But the thing is, this man, how he takes his photo time, the process he goes through. I said, man, my man, you never discount your prices.
Never. Yeah.
Nobody. I know some people were like, oh, we got to keep it affordable. I like, listen, if someone's willing to pay $350 for some Nike shoes, if they're willing to go ball out for everything, and they can't support you, they can't give you a couple of dollars to support you, obviously you kind of had to question their loyalty a little bit. kind of had to question their priority. Do they really support you? And, you know, obviously support comes in more ways than just money. You know, it's them being there, being them, you know, showing up. But when I saw him, I said, don't discount your prices. Keep them at full price.
Yeah.
And I actually paid his full price. I didn't pay his discounted price, because that's just
good, much respected. That's respected.
You know,
man.
It's crazy. You know, it's and people think like you're doing me dirt. You're doing me. Why are you doing me like that? I'm like, why can't you just pay full price? It's I know some people have financial issues. You know, obviously I'm not going to get into that. That's not the point I'm trying to prove here. The point is show support. You never know that $25 investment you make can lead to them believing in themselves, to them following through what they want to go through.
100%.
And so I want to stay on the topic of being an artist. Every year I hosted an event called I Am Art. It has been, the first one was successful. The second one we didn't know because it didn't happen.
Right.
But do you feel there should be more events for artists to network like I Am Art?
Yeah. And I'll say this about I Am Art. I Am Art was so important for us at that time because I feel like, you know, we had the Sauce Fest and we had other events to bring artists in to perform, but I Am Art was strictly based on forget the politics of performing, forget all the trying to look cool. You're an artist, I'm an artist, I'm a vendor, I'm a collaborator, I'm an entrepreneur. Let's all get together, let's take these pictures, let's bring an audience in. And from there, I'll say a lot of connections I made that night that I wasn't even there the full time because I had to leave for a conference, but for the hour I was there, I made relationships and partnerships that are still helping me to this day, including Danger. So it's like, I think also though, I think people have to understand how to have those events like I Am Art. A lot of people, everybody I talk to, and there's a lot of great, ambitious individuals that I've been able to work with. But there has to be a plan made. It can't just be, there should be, you know, we should just do this just because. That's true. Right. But put the plan in place. What do you want people to gain out of this? How many people will you want at this event? What's the profit on the event? Because we all like to talk all the nice stuff until it's time to get paid. So if you want to get paid, be able to say that. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. But you have to be able to say how. What are you bringing to people? What value are you providing to them? And how much are they going to have to give you in order to make your event work? You know?
Right.
A lot of people, they make events and they feel like everyone else has to put the legs in to make the work, or put the work in to make the legs of it. And it's actually supposed to be your ideas. Don't burn yourself out, but that's part of the collaboration efforts.
Right. Because I'm not gonna lie, IMR was kind of thrown together. I kind of put it together.
I wouldn't have known that because it was
right.
It seemed it was orderly, organized. Everybody had the tables. You had the performance at one spot. It was a big room. I understand the lights were, you know, but it's all accommodations. We would probably change location, make it even bigger. Of course, you know, the Georgia room, you know, that's a great space to have.
Yeah,
it
is. It's a great space. This is Kutztown talk, everybody. If you go to Kutztown,
Georgia room, that's another auditorium of ours.
But that night, I mean, for Friday night, it was really successful. I was really surprised with the turnout for that. But, you know, what message do you have for artists? Because obviously, you know, some people go into doing art, they know that it's not really successful unless you really just go all out with it. And by luck, you know, you become the successful artist. You know, it is a difficult challenge. You can be successful, there's no doubt. Because there's a lot of examples out there that went out there, did art, followed the passion, they became successful. But what message do you have for all artists out there who want to just continue moving forward? What message do you have for them?
I feel like us as artists, and that's a great question, by the way. I appreciate that question. I'm actually broadening it to, because I feel like artists and content creators, entrepreneurs, they're all like cousins. They're all in the same family. So when I address artists, I'm going to address artists now. But if you're a content creator, if you're an entrepreneur, just take in the words. I said this on the show yesterday too. Just take in the words I say, like content and whatnot, and just switch it into whatever relates to you. So artists, what I would say, in order to keep your mind sane and keeping you from burning out, you have to create a long-term plan. Okay, let's talk about it. Long-term plan. When I say long-term plan, this does not mean I want big houses. I want da-da-da. I want everything. Like, you know, everybody likes to be ambitious, and that's understandable. I get it. But boom, this is what y'all need to realize. There's plans of ambition, and then there's plans of action.
Mm-hmm.
The plans of action don't have to be things that stress you out. What do you like to do first? Boom. What do I like to do? I like to make music. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So if I was an artist thinking long term, I need to have 5 concepts of music that I would like to create. 5 different type of albums I like to create. It doesn't have to come into fruition, but I need to always be thinking ahead, because I can't drop music and think, oh, this has to work. Or I can't do interviews like, you know, the great one we're doing right now. I can't do great interviews and have you looking bad, or have you looking at a point where I feel like I'm pressured, or how do I say this? I'm putting pressure on you to make me famous from the interview. Why aren't you asking me good enough? Like all that stuff. Like, right. Because we have a plan, me and you have a plan for where we want to be. The conversations we're having, we're not putting all the chips in one basket. It's just because I believe we're going to have another one. You're going to be on the Cozy Show. We're going to have like a second time of a benchmark. When you have a benchmark of things that you were creating from years before that you completed and people showed up to, you can't tell me that you can't be successful. It's not because you can't do it. It's because you have to be able to see it in your mind. And I would say I would give a couple pieces of advice. Last piece of advice: don't compare yourself to other people. Now, easier said than done.
Huge.
Yeah. Yes, easier said than done, but you have to understand, it's not that everyone is doing the same thing. You have to find what your strength is. I tell people all the time, it's so easy to be yourself, but it's so hard at the same time, because people that want to be themselves, they end up still not being themselves because they try to prove that they're being themselves. You can't move like that either. It's just about your conversation with people behind the scenes. You provide the content. Hopefully people listen to it and understand it and respect it. And if people DM you and like the content, don't be a dickhead. Respond to them. Have a conversation. Correct. Build up.
Correct.
It builds a network and it builds confidence for you. So when you finally release that music, I could just dish it out like Krillin doing a destructive disc. When I just put out when I just dish it out, people are like, all right, this is really a culmination of everything we talked about over the year. I'm not just throwing out a surprise album being like, yo, go repost that link.
Right.
I ain't helping nobody. It's not, it won't get farther. But you know what? I'm gonna go much more in depth. I'm actually creating a class, online class, where people, especially during this time where it's not really guaranteed that we can see each other face to face. I want to be able to have artists, I want to be able to have entrepreneurs, be able to come back to the things we're talking about. And I know you're probably doing the same thing as well, G. I know we've been scheming since we were 17, 18.
Exactly.
So I already know, like,
remember they had the game.
Yeah. So it's about looking ahead. Don't worry about who's around you. Don't stop comparing yourself to others, and just keep pushing along. You'll be great, bro.
And I will always say, validation is a dream killer.
Exactly.
Getting validation from the wrong people. I mean, I care less how people think about me. I'm just gonna keep it real.
It's key, bro. It's key. It's key.
I'm still moving. You know, sometimes it's petty stuff. You know, they don't even realize what you're going through, what your story was, but they have full rights to tell you what to do. You know, I don't follow that. I don't follow that at all. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
So last question for you, and this is probably the most important. I'm just kidding. This is not the point. But this is a question I ask all my guests. What is your favorite pizza, and where is that pizza from?
I got 2 answers. One answer, I went down to Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm upset because I forget the name of it. But they gave us this big ass pizza. You opened up, it had like 32 slices, and you know me, bro. I love the the triangular slices, but when you get a pizza where that's cut in squares, and that means that the crust is cooked exponentially, it's not like flimsy crust. That's one. But 2, regularly, Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. I can't go wrong with that. That's been around me since I was 6, 7 years old. We went down to Florida and Disney World. That was the first piece of pizza I got from an outside pizza place that wasn't like a local one. So shout out Pizza Hut, man. Y'all fire. Keep doing y'all thing.
If we had a Pizza Hut in Kutztown and we had the Domino's, we wouldn't have a meal plan. That's all.
Yeah, I would. I know I would. out the window.
Exactly. No shade, Kutztown. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. This is the Pizza Time Chronicles. This is CozyClyde, Clyde Killebrew. We have more amazing guests coming your way. And just to let you know, the next episode will not be me. We're bringing in the next host, Chana Lee Rodriguez. She's actually coming back to Kutztown University. So next time you see this show, you will be seeing Chana Lee.
You said she's coming back?
Yeah, she's coming back.
Hey.
Let's go. She's coming back. So everybody, make sure you keep checking in. Until next time, my friends.